Okay, so today's video is primarily about my time, almost a year, with this little Nook Glow Light 4. Just my experience with it, what I like, what I still don't like, as compared to these other two Kindles. Obviously, I didn't charge this one. I was actually going to sell it, so it's actually not even linked to my Amazon account, so it wouldn't make a difference either way if it were charged. But for size comparison purposes, I do want to keep it out here. I also kind of just want to end this video also with some other e-reading recommendations, because I've been kind of toying around with maybe using my smartphone for a dedicated e-reader, and then when I'm at home I switch to an actual e-reader device, if that makes sense. But anyway, I do want to just go straight into it with this Nook Glow Light 4. A big pro for me is just how it feels in the hand. I have very small hands, about the size of the Nook itself. So having something a little bit, I do think the form factor, it being uniform all around, definitely helps with the grip, because as you could see, the edges of the basic Kindle as well as the Kindle Paperwhite are fairly slim, so there's a lot of options or a lot of possibility for accidental touches on these two Kindle devices. So you kind of have to force your thumb to be a little bent to keep on the edge here. I forgot what it's called. But here on the Kindle, you could kind of rest it comfortably, extended, because it's so thick. Bezels, that's what I'm trying to think. Bezels. I don't think it's bezels, but I'm going to say that for now. So yeah, this is definitely a pro, the size. It looks a little funky. It looks a little cheap, I think, and a little outdated. But should Barnes & Noble continue with their Nook line, and hopefully the Glow Light 5s keep this same form factor, because it really is comfortable. If you have a chance to maybe get one on eBay or something. I paid around maybe $70 for mine after taxes, so they're pretty cheap, and I think they're as cheap now too. So, oh, also this video is maybe for people who maybe want to treat themselves to a new e-reader for the holiday seasons that are coming up. Another pro for me is the obvious buttons here. I put this on this side because this is my dominant hand, and I do. So a pro and con is, because they're so flush against this bezel here, it does kind of, when I'm in bed or in the dark, I do have a tough time just kind of like feeling for the button, and I don't want to accidentally press the button. Not that it's a big deal, accidentally press the button to go back a page, but it is a lot more comfortable having this here, some sort of different material, so I can feel the difference between this plastic and then this glossy sticker. So it's a lot easier for me to just click this, and I don't really have one on this side because, again, I'm not left hand dominant. So yeah, when I usually read, I read like this as well. A weird thing about Kindle is that they tried the buttons with one product, which was the Kindle Oasis, and then they were like, yeah, let's do away with that and do the Kindle, oh shoot, what is the big one called? I'll just call it the Kindle Notebook, but it's a huge, pretty much Kindle Oasis minus the buttons, which was a very odd choice. I don't understand why they did that, and why they didn't just improve on the Kindle Oasis, because one of the, so I had the Kindle Oasis and I dropped it. Oh my God, hold on, my dog. My dog has a bad habit of barking at the male woman that comes by pretty much every day at this time. I don't understand it. Like, he sees her every single day and he still barks at her. So what was I saying? I think I was talking about the Kindle Oasis and how oh yeah, so I had the Kindle Oasis, maybe, was it the 2019 version? I don't know what it was, but I wish they would have improved on that and made a plastic screen, because I dropped that thing once and it completely shattered, like the entire thing shattered across. And then there was a huge shatter amount right here. So I had to buy 2 screen protectors and just put it on there, and it worked perfectly fine. I passed it on to a coworker who was getting into reading, and he wanted to like have a portable way to read instead of carrying books around. So I gave him that because I wouldn't get much for that. I would probably get maybe 50 bucks at most through private selling. So I just gave it to him, and yeah, I wish they would have improved on it. Don't make it with premium materials. We don't need metal. We don't need glass. The form factor was perfect. The size was perfect. The buttons were amazing. But they decided, yeah, let's not do that. Let's make this big notebook thing that's kind of nice but weird. And yeah, I don't understand why they did that. I don't have any experience with Kobo or Books, but I believe both of those companies have I think Kobo has dedicated e-readers with buttons, and I think I think they have dedicated e-readers, but they run on Android, so you could kind of just download your Kindle apps, your Nook apps, your Kobo apps, and then read from all those different services on there, which is nice. I think I think if I had to turn back time, I would do that instead of getting all 3. But I am a Barnes& and Noble premium member, I believe that's what it's called, and I do get a lot of points by buying anything really, and I use the service BookBub, so every day I get an email with about like 7 to 10 different books that are on sale, and they range from like 99 cents to maybe $2.99, and then sometimes they're free. So I use that a lot, and then over time the points build up, and I get a $5 free reward on my Barnes & Noble account, which is nice. So, okay, so that was my little tangent on the Kindle Oasis and Barnes & Noble membership, etc. So yeah, so this as well. So another thing I like about this is that I know I probably won't get any money for this if I were to sell it privately, or I don't even know if this can be used towards any Nook devices as a upgrade. So it's obvious that I decorated it a little bit without using a case. I guess a pro and a con is that I don't feel protective over this device, so that I was able to comfortably put some stickers on here and then put on a pop socket as well directly on the case. But also a downside is that there's very, very, very limited cases for these devices. I think only the Barnes & Noble exclusive cases are pretty much the only ones out there on the market. It's very, very hard to find cases for these devices. Like on eBay, even on Amazon, they don't really have it. So there's that. Sorry if that was a little loud. Also, I guess this is kind of like in the middle of the road, pro and con, is that the screen doesn't get as smudgy or dirty, or even this, because it's not flush, this little area is very, very small. Doesn't have a lot of depth to it, so not a lot of stuff gets caught in here to clean it every day. These on the other hand as well, but for some reason I don't know what kind of screens Amazon uses, but the fingerprints and the smudges are a lot more, I guess, noticeable and easy to gather on these screens versus this one, which is, I don't know what, I could see it from my angle. I don't know if it's seeable from the angle up top. But I quite enjoy not having to clean this pretty much every time I have to use it. The basic is kind of in the middle road as well. It's very similar to Kindle. The smudges are noticeable to me in person, but not enough to clean it right away. The Paperwhite, on the other hand, is probably the worst offender of smudges and fingerprints. I have a screen protector on, but trust me, having used this without a screen protector, it does get really, really nasty after a while if you don't keep on top of it by cleaning it every day or after every use, which is an unfortunate part. I mean, for such a premium device, it should have some sort of matte fingerprint proof built-in screen, and it doesn't, so I had to get this matte screen protector, which works okay. Obviously there's a lot of water drops right here that I haven't cleaned in a really long time. I haven't used this in a really long time. It's been kind of collecting dust. I do plan on using it maybe a little bit, maybe soon, because I do want to finish this book that I started. But yeah, also I think just to talk a little bit more about the size, this is really good, I think, for if you're home and you just want to read something on a larger screen and just read comfortably, especially if you have a poor eyesight like I do. You just want that bigger screen to be able to hold kind of from afar, you know, put it on your legs or your lap, and you could read it from there instead of having to hold it up to your face. These are more perfect for people who travel a lot or maybe have to commute to work via public transportation, and they have that opportunity to read on the way to work. This one I think is perfect for people who want portability and features like buttons and warm light, because this does have warm light on it for such a small device and cheap. You're able to get these features that aren't available on your Kindle Basic. And as you could see, I did have a difficult time trying to figure out how to get here because I always forget so I'll talk about that right now, the mechanics of the software. So it does have a pretty nice warm light that works really, really well in the middle of the night when I want to get some midnight reading done. So one of my biggest problems is bringing up the quick panel settings. So you gotta press like smack dab in the middle, and then you gotta click this right here to bring this up. And I don't really use these settings that often when I read because I have it on a good standard. This is where I usually like it. So I don't really come to these settings quite often, and when I don't, after a while, it takes a few errors to get to this spot, and I don't think it's as intuitive as the Kindle, from what I remember. You kind of just pull it down and that's it. Yeah, so it's a lot. The software, if I have to say, if you're one that wants just very intuitive software experience, I think you have to go to Kindle because they do put a lot of money into this, and it is quite smooth. But you know, I don't want to compare it fully because this is a year old and this is maybe 4 or 5 years old. However, every time I turn on my Kindles after maybe a few months without using them, there's always some sort of update available. This, I think, maybe has had one update, I think, since I got it almost a year ago. So it's a bit obvious that the Barnes & Noble Nook team isn't as on top of things, or there's not a lot of money being put into the Nook ecosystem. And it sucks because these are kind of great devices. I really enjoy them. Just to go on a quick tangent, this home button here is another thing we have as well, which is another plus for this device, especially for people who want quick access to things. However, coming from Kindle, it does take me, it takes me a second to remember. Oh, look, and I got an error, unable to connect to the Nook service. And I think it's about this right here, this little loading area right here. And what was I saying? Oh, it's just a small thing. It's very personal that I keep forgetting that this is here for quick access back to the homepage instead of doing this option, or I don't even know how to get back. Oh, I think I have to be in the in a book to get the back button. But anyway, yeah, so it's a little odd as compared. Let me show you the home screen on the Kindle. It's also different. So if you notice that, so the top button scrolls to the right of my recent books and my library, and then top left. So again, it's not really intuitive. I guess it makes sense if you're kind of just focusing on this. Well, obviously this button closest to the right panel goes forward, and then this button closest to the left goes back. But my first instinct was to use this, forward and back. But no, it's both forward, and then these are both back. Interesting, not that big of a deal. But yeah, you will have to get used to it. So let me show you quickly the different home settings, or not the home settings, but the home area. So this is your, let me turn the brightness up a little bit. So these are the different home areas. This is it. This is all that there is. It's your library, your recent reads, and recommended for you. On your Kindle, you got your library. You've got Kindle Unlimited. You got books you may like in Kindle Unlimited. Books based on your recent activity. Kindle Unlimited based on your reading. Recommended for you, popular this month, new and notable. More from authors you know. New Amazon original books. Books that read great on Kindle. Quick reads for you. Most wished for books. Amazon original books for you. And a little button that gets you back to the top. So there's a lot going on just the Kindle home screen. The Nook home screen, you just got two levels, 2 rows here of information. So I think that's probably the clearest way to point out how much time and effort Amazon is putting into their Kindle devices versus Barnes & Noble putting into their Nook devices. So just to go again on another tangent, another thing that I really don't like about the Nook is this uncertainty about the future of this ecosystem. When I look up Nook Glow Light 5, I get pretty much zero information. There's a very small community for the Nook. There's a bigger community for Barnes & Noble in general. But as far as the Nook goes, I think they were very late to the game. They don't put enough effort into changing things up or bringing in new readers or keeping old readers because they just don't have the... Because, I mean, they don't put anything into it. So people who are watching this are like, okay, you got this super basic device that I could probably get maybe for 50 to 80 bucks at the most. But then you got this device that I could probably get a very cheap older model, maybe for around the same price. And this one has all these features, this quick panel setting. The size is a lot bigger than this. Oh, just to be clear, there is a Nook Glow Light 4 Plus, which is about the same size as the Paperwhite. But if you're coming in as a new e-reader and you're trying to figure out which one to go for, I think you're probably going to have to go, or you're probably leaning towards the Kindle ecosystem just because of all the stuff they have. And just to go a little bit further, another huge con for me is not having an equivalent to Kindle Unlimited. Whoever was behind Kindle Unlimited and pushed very hard to expand it, I think they probably saved Kindle altogether because it's such an incredible subscription model that you have access to thousands of books. And not only that, there's probably close to 1,000 really good like very popular, whether it be fantasy or fiction or classic literature. There's a lot going on in Kindle Unlimited that's for everyone. And on the Nook, there isn't such thing. They have a monthly free read, but the books are very, very specific to maybe romance readers or mystery, crime, thriller readers. That's pretty much it. I haven't, in the stuff that I've looked at over the past year, there haven't really been anything tailored towards me in terms of fiction, horror, literary fiction, etc. It's mostly, just kind of, yeah, like little romance books, mass market paperback books you read in or you find in airports, stuff like that. Whereas Kindle Unlimited, I got these two incredible authors, A.G. Riddle and Haley Cass, that I read a lot of their books, and they're exclusive to Kindle Unlimited and Amazon in general. They're physical books. You can't really find them outside of Amazon Marketplace, which is unfortunate. You got all the Harry Potter books. It's just, there's a lot going on, and you got the Wheel of Time, the Three Body Problem. So if you're a new reader and you're like, I want to treat myself to an ebook and start reading, get back into everything this Christmas, you're going to check out Kindle Unlimited and you're going to be like, why are all these incredible books on here? And during Christmas time, they have incredible deals for Kindle Unlimited. It's like free for 3 months. So you could get access to all these amazing books free for 3 months, and then you don't really have anything, on the other side of the aisle for the Nook. Don't get me wrong, Barnes & Noble has some incredible deals in store and online for their physical books. Like they just had a really awesome 50% off all hardcover books, which I don't really need any physical books right now, so I was able to stop myself from getting anything. But it was a crazy deal. I like those kinds of deals. However, if you're full on going into the e-reader lifestyle, then, those deals don't really matter to you. It's all about what you can get on your device as is. So yeah, I think that in terms of, trying to figure out what is what, for new readers, I definitely recommend the Kindle, and specifically Kindle Unlimited, if there is a deal going on in which you get a free month or free 3 months. Because you can get a lot out of it for that time. You buy the Nook, you have to pay right away for a book you want. There is no free option. There's no free subscription that you could try out. It's just, that's just it. You could sign up for BookBub and put your genres in and, start building your collection before you get your Nook. That way, when you get your Nook, you have all these books that you're ready to go and read, which is nice. But yeah, if you want to get something for yourself right now and start reading tomorrow, then yeah, unfortunately, I think the Kindle probably has a leg up on the Nook for that. So I think I kind of pretty much covered everything that I really, really liked about this in terms of my pros and cons and recommendations. I do want to end the video with a very quick possibility for people who maybe don't have the money to get a dedicated e-reader device. So I have this. I dusted off my iPhone 12 mini and just want to show you guys my home screen, or what I did with it, because I don't use this anymore. The battery on this thing is crap. So this is my little 12 mini, and as you could see, I downloaded my Audible. I got this free Flower Moon relaxing music. I don't know if it's copyrighted, so maybe I won't play it. But I have this up here just to have a sound in the background, because I'm someone that needs sound to concentrate. I can't concentrate in complete silence. It's impossible for me. And I deleted my YouTube music because I get distracted by music sometimes that I really enjoy. I could, I have playlists made up and I could get just stuck sitting and listening to them. I think that's when you officially become old, is when you could sit and do nothing and listen to music and enjoy the entire time. So this is it. This is my home screen. I have these folders here of just the stuff. But I have this, like I said, Audible for some music, background music. I have Kindle, my currently reading. And then I have my Nook app, which is recent reads. I could get a little bit closer. So if you do have a device that you want, or a smartphone that you want to use both as a e-reader, and I put that in quotes, as well as your primary smartphone device. Maybe try out something like this, have a dedicated home page like this, and then have all your other apps on the second page. I have my Barnes & Noble quick access to the website. I have Fable just to track everything. And I got this little app called Bookworm. It's more of a social media bookworm app, or book app. It's really cool, really cute. People are asking for recommendations on the homepage. Books for strict parents. This person, Akatar, got the rolly eyes emoji, romance, etc. So I definitely recommend this book if you want, or this app if you want something book focused social media, like hardcore focused social media. Then I definitely recommend that app. So yeah, definitely try this out. If you don't have the money to spare on a dedicated e-reader, do what you can with your smartphone, and yeah, maybe put a timer on. I don't exactly know how well these like modes work on certain devices. I never really use them. But if you get distracted a lot, just what helps with me, it's, oh, I mean, I guess you could turn it on airplane mode. I was gonna say what works with me when I read is putting my phone in a different room, but if you're using your phone, I guess you can't really do that. So there's different ways for people to kind of hunker down and focus on what they're doing, which works differently for everyone. But yeah, if you're interested in this, I'll keep this up for a quick second if you want to copy this layout. But I think that's it for today. I think I talked about what I wanted to talk about in terms of e-readers. There is a let me see, let me pull it up very quick. Amazon quietly released an updated Kindle Color Soft, and I believe it's just, I honestly don't know what the different what's new about it. So let's see together. So it's currently on sale for $219 from $250. Single charge lasts up to 8 weeks. Hopefully none of my information is showing. Now I gotta scroll slowly because I don't know if any of my information is showing. Hopefully it doesn't. See, so deals, I mean, straight from Amazon themselves. You could probably get yourself 3 months of Kindle Unlimited for free when you buy a new device. But again, if you don't have the option for that, Kindle Scribe, that's what it's called. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that. So what is, oh, compare. So there is no way to compare it to the old one. It's optimized for reading in color, waterproof. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this new updated one is different from the one that released last year. They don't really say that. I'm sure there's other videos out there, people who kind of looked into the tech specs and compared it to last year's. But as of their own website, they don't have anything in terms of this new one versus last year's Color Soft. But yeah, if you have money to spare, when I had the Color Soft for a little bit, I think I had it during the time when the bottom was all orange, I mean all yellow, and I returned it right away because I'm not trying to deal with that. So if they fixed that, great. If they didn't, hopefully people got a free replacement along the way. But yeah, if I didn't talk about something, definitely let me know in the comments and I'll answer it right away. Yeah, but I think I said everything about that I wanted to. Trying to think if I, no, I think that's it. Hopefully I don't remember something while I'm editing this. And I say edit in quotes because I'm just gonna stitch this together with my other video before my dog started barking, and that's it. So yeah, anyone out there who watches, thanks for watching. And yeah, again, let me know in the comments if I missed something or you have a question or concern about something. Oh, very quickly, in terms of battery life, this is just as great as a Kindle Paperwhite. This lasts maybe, I would say, at most up to 3 months, depending on, you know, the daily usage and if I have on Wi-Fi. I currently have off Wi-Fi for quite a while, so I don't see the battery drain as much. This as well, this is really good. I think it's probably the same up to 3 months, depending on the usage. So again, if you want a smaller device and you want to stay away from Amazon, I definitely recommend this. But for people out there who have a Kindle library already built, definitely recommend the Books series, because they run on Android and you could download your Kindle apps and just use it that way and delete all the other apps on that device. So I would go that way, but they are somewhat expensive, especially even the used ones. So if you want something super cheap and you just want to start fresh, definitely recommend the Nooks. And don't forget to use BookBub. I'm not affiliated in any way. I just highly recommend that program because it's incredible for people just trying to save a buck and yeah, find some books that are in their favorite genres, and very, very affordable. So I'll officially end it there, and thanks anyone for who watched all the way to the end for my ramble.